Howdy, y'all. It's me, Mac Weldon. Now, if you listened to this show before, no doubt you have heard me talk about my underwears, socks, t-shirts, hoodies, sweats. Here's the thing. If you're new to this, you're new to me. I'm a man who's made my life myself. I'm a bit of a maverick. I started out in a business a lot different than the business I'm in now. I'll just leave it at that. There's a lot of things I can't talk about, okay? And that's none of y'all's business, and it's not even that I don't want to tell you. It's that a lot of stuff I'm not allowed to tell you, okay? I've had an interesting life. I'll just leave it right there, okay? But one thing I realized, I traveled a lot all over the world. You got to be comfortable. And a lot of times it comes down to your drawers. You know what I mean? You got to have comfortable underwear. You got to have comfortable T-shirts if you're so inclined. I don't know if you're like the It Happened One Night generation. You saw Clark Gable without a shirt on, T-shirt sales plummeted. I know, I've done my homework. I know my history, okay? If I was a hat man, I'd be talking about JFK's inauguration, you know? So here's the thing. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to have the best in terms of your foundational garments. Okay? Smart design, premium fabrics, simple shopping. You go online, you buy this stuff, shows up at your doorstep, you try it on. That's how it works. You know your size is going to fit, okay? And it's going to be comfortable. I got a line of silver underwear and shirts. That's silver with a capital S. This is the silver line. These things are naturally antimicrobial. Now, what does that do? On the one hand, it eliminates odor. Microbes love to create odor. On the other hand, it satisfies me because I cannot abide a microbe. I can't stand them. I don't like that you can't see them. I'm not saying, you know, I'm no doubting Thomas. It's not like I got to put my hands in the wounds. Check your scripture. I'm saying I don't like how sneaky they is. Pardon me, I'm dropping my grammar because I'm getting fired up about microbes. I don't like microbes being so sneaky, so invisible. Who knows where they are? They're all over the place, man. Come on, microbes. You've proven yourself to be untrustworthy. Therefore, I'm against you. Here's what I want you to do. Order my stuff. You don't like it? Keep it. I'll refund you, no questions asked. Your life is yours, my life is mine. Look, I'm not disclosing everything about me. I'm not asking you to disclose everything about you. You might have some weird reason you don't like my underwear. That's your own business. Frankly, I don't want to hear it. How about that? It's not even about protecting your privacy. It's about protecting me from hearing a bunch of crazy nonsense. Anyway, not only does my underwear, socks, and shirts look good, they perform well too. You can do everything active and inactive with these underwears on, okay? Here's what I want y'all to do. Go to macweldon.com. You're going to get 20% off using promo code PFT, okay? Now, here's who you're helping out. You're helping out me, contributed to my business, and even though I'm doing quite well for myself, it's still a business. I still got people to pay, okay? I got employees. I want them to be happy. You're helping out this Paul F. Tompkins character because it looks good to his boss if people use his promo code like, oh, the SPONTANEANATION's got more than a few listeners. You know what I mean? But most of all, y'all, you're helping yourselves out. Do you understand? It's not so much it's a win-win-win. It's a huge capital W win for you, okay? Do the smart thing, y'all. Go to macweldon.com. Get 20% off using promo code PFT. Mac Weldon. I'll see you in hell, microbes. Welcome. Welcome to you. I'm assuming you're welcoming me. Although, I don't know why you would. I'm welcoming you to this show. Perhaps you are welcoming me to wherever you are, whatever your life is. Maybe you're sarcastically welcoming me to something like people do. Welcome to New York, that kind of thing. Has anyone ever said it sincerely? Like in the earliest day, like when they just changed it over? Were there people that were sarcastically saying, welcome to New Amsterdam? Do you think people in York, England, sarcastically welcome people to York? I hope so. Sometimes people try to do it and it doesn't work. I remember one time my wife and I were in New Orleans and we were at one of those it's like a weird crosswalk that has a little tiny concrete island in the middle of the street. Complex intersection. Like there's all sorts of little tributaries that cars can use. And so it kind of looked clear. We couldn't tell from the angle of the walk, do not walk sign, if we were allowed to walk or not, if it was pointed at us or not. And so my wife started to step off the curb of the little island and a car honked at her and she hurriedly got back on. And a guy behind us was like, you can't do that here. This is New Orleans. That's not one of those, dude. First of all, you can't. What do you think her intention was? You thought you were just going to walk into the street and all cars were going to screech on the brakes. She clearly didn't see. Secondly, that's a New Orleans thing. It's a famous New Orleans thing. Oh, we never step off the curb until we know that the sign is pointed at us. Of all the things that New Orleans is known for, jazz, shrimp, so much shrimp and stuff, public drunkenness, that dumb Treme, the TV show, not the area. Hey, did you ever see Treme? There was this character played by, what's his name? Steve Zahn. And to this day, I don't know if we were supposed to like that character or not. He was just like the worst guy in the world. Like if you knew him in life, you'd be figuring out a way to get out of whatever building he just entered. Like, we gotta make an excuse. I didn't know he was invited to this wedding. We have to leave right now. That's a bold move, though. Because they never jerky characters in sitcoms and stuff, they usually let you know right away by the way the other characters act towards them. You're not supposed to like this guy. He's a jerk. People like the Steve Zahn guy just enough that it was hard to figure out. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just not smart when it comes to nuanced writing. That's why I love children's programming. Spell it all out for you. That's right. We're going to the land of make-believe. Then you go there and everything is made up. I get it. Thanks, Mr. Rogers. Or as they call him in Nolans, Monsieur Roger. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spontaneanation with Paul F. Tompkins. I am the second part. This is a show where I have a free-form conversation with a special guest inspired by a blind question provided to us by our previous episode's guest. Then I invite some improviser pals onto the show. And using a location provided to us by the guest, we do a narrative improv that is one continuous story as opposed to unconnected scenes. And it is all scored on piano by Mr. Eban Schletter. I dropped a pen in his honor. Pen drop! Ladies and gentlemen, this is exciting. We've never done this before. We have a double guest. Two human beings. Thank you for that fanfare.
Oh, wow.
2 people that are going to be our collective guest. They are here representing the hilarious website Reductress. One of them is the editor at large. Her name is Anna Drezen.
Hello.
The other is an associate editor. Little buddy in the sidecar.
Hello.
Her name goes Nicole Silverberg.
Hi.
Anna Nicole. I didn't think about it.
How did we never know that?
Yeah.
I didn't. Really? It's new to you too? No.
Well,
For me.
we're still developing our joint brand, so
Yeah,
I would not go with that one.
We thought it might be involving we wear little pilot hats.
Little pilot
and we
hats.
go vroom vroom, but
Vroom,
now
yeah.
it's Anna Nicole, I guess.
Yeah.
It's different.
Oh, don't
But you
abandon
know
the
what?
pilot hats.
You know what? We'll honor
Vroom,
her.
vroom. Yeah,
We'll honor her.
we will.
We're not gonna be rude.
No.
Never.
No,
No.
please don't.
We're gonna celebrate her
Yeah,
and the spa of Trim.
yeah,
She loved it so.
she did.
She did. Maybe
Yeah.
a little too much.
Well,
What was Trim Spa? Was it a drink?
it was.
I think it was a lifestyle and a scam.
Yeah,
I think.
Second part,
I think
definitely.
it was like a religion of sorts and also a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, but mostly
Guys, before it was what?
just say a way to slowly say goodbye.
Trim spa, baby.
Trim Spa. Do you think it's still around?
No.
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I think they buried it at sea.
Before, with Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before
Osama looks amazing now.
Before he did look great. Well, it's he was tall, so it's like usually they're very slender.
He wears it well.
Yeah.
Before I ask you the question submitted to us by our previous episode's guest, tell me a little bit about Reductress. Tell our audience a little bit about it.
No.
A little bit.
Okay. Reductress is a satirical women's mag online that basically is a hilarious send-up, but also a very real, almost passing women's mag for, the people who have the real questions.
Yeah, it's like The Onion, but women are allowed to read it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest difference.
Yeah.
And it is, and I can vouch for the fact that it is very, very funny.
Thank you so much.
Now, here is the question provided to us by our previous episode's guest. And that question is, what toy from your childhood do you miss the most? And if it broke, how?
Wow, this is like an unexpectedly dark question.
Was your toy a person?
Is it that dark? We just talked about Anna
No,
Nicole
it's
Smith
not.
for 5 minutes.
It's on the spectrum.
The dark question spectrum?
Yeah.
I feel like all my favorite toys when I was a kid were Barbies.
Yeah, kids are obsessed with gender. Like they love it. They don't know it's a construct yet.
No.
They think it's like a cool thing. I
They
had
think it's a cage within which to find a way to
They
thrive.
think it's a jungle gym that turns
Yeah.
out to be a gilded cage. But it's like a gold jungle gym, which is like pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's dope.
I had an Ariel mermaid Barbie doll that I brought into the bathtub with me because she goes there.
Yeah,
She
she's
had
a-
her fins on. It
Right.
wasn't leg Ariel. It was original Ariel. She get leg.
Yeah, she get leg.
Yeah, she get leg, but this before. So she had to go in water.
Hey, what's happening to you right now?
What? Trim spa, baby. We're here representing trim spa.
So what did she look like from the waist down? Did she have
Fish.
she had mermaid tail?
A merfish. She looked like a merfish.
Yeah.
And I brought her into the bathtub, and my mom was like, "Oh, she's gonna get mildew," and she threw it out. And that was like, I was like, "Yeah, but not yet."
She's gonna get mildew.
Yeah, I was like, "She's a mermaid. What part of this are you not getting?"
It's also just a plastic doll. Like you can dry it off.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know what that hair is made of, though. It's synthetic for sure.
She grew up like one of 6 very Irish Catholics, so I think like mildew used to like kill people.
Absolutely, for sure. It was some
lose it.
straight up Angela's Ashes stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
Let me ask you this about the hair of the Barbie.
Yeah.
Would it get wet or would it repel water?
Sort of both, like an uncomfortable, simultaneous
Sure.
dry wet. Like in Lord of the Rings, they had the dry wet screen.
What's that?
So basically, like they invented a technology where it makes it look like they're underwater, but it's just with fans on a green screen, so they can shoot for longer. It's a dry wet screen. It's basically that. It was sort of like a slick wet, like a duck.
Right.
You ever touch a duck?
All the time.
Literally. Oh, that's Paul's duck touching pond. Don't.
I got a special card so I could take it on the airplane with me.
Therapy duck. That would be the worst animal to have as a therapy animal. They're not relaxed ever.
Yeah.
They're not.
Well, but it is like a nice analogy because it's like calm on the surface, but down below there's a lot happening.
Right?
They kicking.
We had ducks that came to our yard. We do not have a pool, but they came to our little tiny front lawn.
Yeah.
And we looked out the window and like, oh, there's 2 ducks there. And we opened the door and then we walked out and the ducks would maintain the same distance from us. They would like slowly move. So if we moved, they would move at the same pace and they would stay the same amount away from us.
Whoa.
So eventually they went out to the little patch of grass by the curb.
Sure.
And just hung out there. And then we're like, well, let's not force them into the street.
No.
And they stayed there for like a week. They were on our lawn for a week and then they left.
At a certain point, did you think like, I should help?
You know what? I guess I felt like they were together.
Yeah, like they'll figure it out.
This was their business.
Yeah.
Like they knew what they were doing.
No, you were being respectful.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hard. Every couple's different, so it's like you don't want to tell them how
That's
to.
right.
You
That's
don't want
right.
to get involved. You never know.
And they came back this year. I was away, but they came back this year and hung out for a little bit again.
That's very Tony
That's
Soprano.
nice.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What do you think it means? Nicole, toy, let's go.
I don't know if I had. I had a lot of like guilt about toys as a kid. I was just like, "Am I using this enough?" And the answer was like almost always no. I remember like
Wait a minute.
begging.
So you would get toys, and then if you
I'd be
didn't
like, "This
enjoy
rules."
it,
I just remember like asking for certain things and getting it and being like, oh, I changed my mind. I just don't need this anymore, and just feeling like, shoot, like, you know, just not knowing like what to do, because it's like, well, I'm not going to force myself to play with this. I'm not like, not a savage, but at the same time, it's like, well, but I have to honor the gift.
So you would feel guilty because you would feel beholden to the person who got you the gift. It's not like would you feel guilty in terms of the toy as well?
No, I did not believe that toys were sentient. I believed that I was their god and I endowed them with personalities and behaviors. Yeah. So I did a lot of role playing with Barbies, loved Barbies. And then I had like a Playmobil house, and I had something of like an orphan fetish, and I would pretend that the mansion was a orphanage and they were all children. But like the conditions were bad.
Right.
Yeah. That was like, but that was something where it was like into middle school, I still was like, I should keep this in my room because I felt like I did not use that house as much as I should have.
The mansion come orphanage.
Yeah. No, it's supposed to be like a Victorian house, but I had more sinister intentions. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought like there was something like romantic about being an orphan, and like I had no like orphan narrative on which to model my my Playmobil that had a negative outcome. Like the orphans are always okay.
Do you remember where the idea of orphans came?
Probably Little Princess.
Orphans were hot in the 90s.
Yeah.
They had a moment.
God, like a hot orphan mome. Yeah.
Yeah, the Boxcar Children, I was into that.
Yeah.
What's the Boxcar Children?
Oh, that's like a 1,000 installment novel series.
It's sort of like the Hardy
since
Boys.
like the 20s.
The room is evenly divided on the Boxcar Children.
Really?
Yeah, it's a series of novels about kids who live in an abandoned train cart in the woods.
It's like shocking. This might shock you, but like it started.
They're not traveling around.
No.
They're not riding the rails.
It is a stationary boxcar.
And this may like it's had like 30 authors over the course of time, and it started in the Depression. So I mean, it's like it's not uplifting inherently.
No, it's sort of like the Hardy Boys, except instead of solving mysteries, they just eke out an existence.
Yeah, it's kind of like Nancy Drew, except the girls are weak.
Yeah. The girls are like, I don't know about this, and the boys are like, it'll be all right.
Me.
Yeah, and then like a bobcat's there, and they're all like, whoa.
So wait, so it started in the 30s, and then they kept making new ones?
So yeah, I mean, I think Yeah, it's like, it's like who really owns the Boxcar Children? It's like anyone could just become a part of this.
We could each write one if we wanted to.
Oh, yeah. Do we all know what it would be like to be in a boxcar? No. Probably not.
I mean, there's not much to it. It's a big rectangle, right?
Well,
it's whatever you want it to be.
Cannot confirm.
Yeah.
I don't think it has like attached molded furniture or anything.
Don't know.
Because I
don't know.
Have not been.
I feel like, my father worked on the railroad. So if I may mansplain a boxcar to you for just a second, I think it's a big empty rectangle.
Okay, well, you know what? We'll see what Roxanne Gay has to say about that.
She's not gonna.
You know what? I'm gonna run it by bell hooks and I'll get back to you.
I feel microaggressed.
Yeah. Wow, it's like men want everything they even want the boxcars.
Also, like mansplaining a train is like the death of mansplaining. I think that's like as base as it can possibly.
It's like okay, think about wheels. Think about more wheels. Yeah.
Okay.
Say it with me. Chugga chugga chugga.
No.
Wait, so Nicole, what happened to the orphanage that you played with?
Okay, here's the thing. I literally have no idea. Like, I think I must have blacked out on the day where it went away, where I was finally like, you can take it. I'm assuming we like gave it to Goodwill or something.
Because you held on to it for a while without playing with it.
I honestly think I may have gone to college and it was still in my room. I think it may, I don't think I played with it for years and years.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that for my incredibly delicate and wide public image. I don't think it was in use through high school. But I think when when I kind of did a purge when I went off to college, it was part of the purge. I'm a very nostalgic person, but not like in a only 90s kids will remember this type of way, like in a much sadder way of like, isn't it sad how
like in a crippling way?
Yeah, like I know that my parents will die while I'm alive, probably. Like that type of way of like, how can I, like I had this like really dark moment a couple months ago where I was like, I bet I could count the number of times I'll see my parents for the rest of my life because I live in New York.
That's
Jesus Christ.
horrible.
Yeah. Should I be on medication?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think, but it's like that same thing of like with like these possessions that I like begged for as a kid. I think when I knew enough to be like, God, like nothing's free.
And was there something that you wanted so badly and that you were denied, or that you finally got and it was either exactly what you wanted it to be or not what it was cracked up to be?
Yes. Next question. I really wanted, also Barbie related.
Yeah.
It's weird. We just wanted like little homunculus like versions of ourselves. I wanted a my size Barbie.
Oh,
which was
I remember
probably
those.
the most horrifying toy. Yeah.
Their hair was really like
very strange.
yuck.
So they're 3 feet tall and they must have been like at least $60, which is too much.
Yeah, they like. I remember seeing them like in Target.
Yeah, but like it was sad because I wanted it as like a 6-year-old and then like 7-year-old, and it just like never happened for me. And then I hit puberty at like way too soon, and then I started to get bigger than the my size Barbie, and then I just didn't want it anymore.
It was your pony.
Sort of, yeah.
What does that mean? It was your pony?
Your pony.
You know, like you
want
like
a
kids
pony.
want a pony.
Yeah.
But then, they never get it.
My pony was actually...
But not because they don't want it anymore.
No, because they grow bigger than the pony.
Yeah, we all did.
We all wanted Shetland ponies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My version of that was that I really wanted to marry Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys.
How'd that work out?
The day I figured out that wasn't going to happen, I cried, and my mom told me that it was going to be okay.
Was it?
Yeah.
No.
Cool.
Oh, it's not okay.
Is he still single?
If he is, it's not under good circumstances.
Yeah, at that point, it's sort of like you wish for someone to come back from the dead, and then they do, but they're a zombie, and you're like, oh no.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Double-edged sword.
Exactly.
Anna, Nicole, thank you so much for being here. Where can people find you online should they wish to find you?
I'm on Twitter at Anna Drezen.
I'm on Twitter at Silverberg.
And Reductress is just reductress.com.
Yeah.
Come,
There we go.
Come look at it.
Come visit.
Come on by, guys.
Come on down with your little duck wife.
Come
Bring
with
your
your
duck
duck.
wife to Reductress.
My wife is a duck. I buried the lead in that story. They were her visiting relatives. All right, we're going to take a break. During the break, we will get a location, our first ever voted upon location, presumably. And when we come back, you will meet our improvisers. Good day to you for the next couple minutes. This week's episode is sponsored by CISO. CISO.com. CISO brings you ad-free streaming comedy with new originals, quotable classics, late night stuff, and stand-up specials. And they have a show that I love called Take My Wife. This is a CISO original. It is about careers, couples, comedy, and motorcycle jackets because the protagonists both wear them from time to time. Actually, honestly, if I may, ad copy, only one of them really wears motorcycle jackets all that often. And you'll have to watch to discover whom. Take My Wife stars hilarious comedians Cameron Esposito and Rhea Butcher, two of my absolute favorites. And maybe you know them from hosting the podcast Put Your Hands Together. They co-host that together. Maybe you know them from just being fast rising stars in stand-up comedy. Maybe you know them from being guests on my program. Although Rhea's episode has not been released yet. It is recorded, but it's not out there yet. So you will know her from being on my podcast, and you will know me from The Trail of Dead. This show, it's based on their lives. They are a real-life married couple. They're both comedians. And it features a whole bunch of their comedian friends as guests making cameos. You got Maria Bamford, James Adomian, Ron Funches, Matt Bronger, Joe DeRosa, Little Janet Varney, the great Laura Keitlinger, and guess what? I even stopped by for an episode. You got to watch this show. I really love it. I've binged the whole thing. I've seen it all. And what it reminds me of, and I talked about this last week and I messed it up. I'm not even going to say the incorrect thing that I said. I'm going to say the correct version now. Reminds me of a UK sitcom called Gavin and Stacey. Now, this was a show that is as equally touching and sweet as it is hilarious. It's comedy and it's emotions. They're existing side by side. You know, most sitcoms will have, like, there's that dumb special moment at the very end in the last minute where there's just been insanity. And at the end, they're like, hey, let's be real people for 30 seconds. This show, it's all throughout. It's the comedy and the emotion are layered in there, mixed up together, and it's terrific. I think they did a wonderful job on this show. So the show shows you what it's like being a comic, on two different levels because they're at different points in their career. Touches on and takes part the generalizations about what it's like to be a woman in comedy. It's never sanctimonious. It's always like it makes points here and there, but it's not preachy. It's not heavy-handed. It really walks a wonderful line in a wonderful way, and I urge you to check it out. You don't have to be in comedy to enjoy it. You don't have to be married to enjoy it. You don't have to be gay to enjoy it. You can be anybody. Just be a person with feelings who loves comedy and enjoy the show. Go to CISO.com, use promo code TakeMyWife and get 2 months free. I highly recommend this show, and it gets the Paul F. Tompkins seal of approval. Welcome back to Spontaneanation. You didn't go anywhere, and neither did we. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to meet our friends from the world of Make Pretends. Sitting right next to me, we're making direct eye contact. It is deep. We're forming a bond.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Why are you so uncomfortable?
I don't like looking at people's eyes.
Well, this is not normal for us. This is not something we normally do.
No, we don't do this too often.
Who does do this? Anyone?
Would you even do this on a date?
Oh, on a date, sure. Over a dinner, candlelight dinner, and you're drinking deeply of your date's eyes.
I feel really uncomfortable.
Well, you look uncomfortable if that's any consolation. Annie Savage.
Hi.
Annie, thank you for coming back to the show.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here.
You're wearing a lovely summertime gingham shirt.
It's my Dorothy shirt.
It is very Dorothy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's blue. It's cute. Thanks.
How's your summer going? It's summertime as we're recording this.
It's hot.
We had a heat wave here in Los Angeles.
Big old heat wave.
What did you do to beat the heat? And do you live in the valley?
I do. So it's
hotter.
10 degrees hotter, yeah.
Was it 200 degrees?
It was 600 degrees.
You really trumped my exaggeration with one of your own.
Hey! This is all about one-upping you, Paul.
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
Isn't that what we're supposed to do?
That's the only reason the show exists. I have self-esteem problems.
Oh, yes, am I.
And so I like to keep that. What?
Oh, I mean, not what?
Annie, how's your little baby Millie? I love her so much.
She's going to be 2 at the end of July.
What's-
I don't know when this is coming out.
This will come out in August.
Oh, so she's 2.
What kind
Thanks,
of thing?
guys.
What kind of things
I
does she
kept
say?
her alive for 2 years.
We're all women. Yes, you are doing it.
What nature
It's-
makes us to do it?
It's hard. I don't want to get too crazy about how hard it is because someone's going to have a baby.
Someone.
Someone.
We're going to find out right now who that is. Annie, I'm going to look away from you
Oh, my God.
and look over at this person. This creature has not been on the show in such a long time, and I'm so thrilled to have her back, and she came not alone.
A human child.
She's not the only double guest we have on the show today.
Yeah, that's right.
Sarah Burns! Sarah, welcome back to the show.
Having me for us.
You are great with child, as they say in the Bible.
I'm in the family way.
That's right.
Thank God it's punctuating my otherwise boring existence. So I finally have something to live for. Jesus Christ.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling all right?
Yeah, you'll never really understand until you become a pregnant woman what it's like. No, I
I
feel
bet
great.
you're right.
I'm just really ready to not be pregnant anymore.
Yeah, because you're very close.
I'm like 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
I would like very much to drink heavily again.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited about like giving the gift of life to my daughter. I can't wait to meet her.
Sure.
But I want to party.
What's the longest is this the longest you've gone without drinking?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't drink until
Which
I was
trimester did you stop?
I did. Once I found out I was pregnant, I stuck only to like lagers and pills. And then I'm back on my... No, I think the longest I ever went was like 14 years until I began drinking. And then I began drinking in earnest.
That's a good stretch, though.
It was good. I got a lot of shit done. So, yeah. But now I'm looking forward to the party lifestyle.
And you're going to have a little girl. It's very
Yeah,
exciting.
very excited.
This is your first child. Last child?
Yes, please.
Is that already? Do you feel like very confident in that?
I feel good about it. I'm an only child, and
Right.
I am clearly on point
See,
as an adult. I'm clinging to success and
See,
crushing
I've-
life all
I've-
the time. So
I feel like it usually goes the other way, that only children want to have more than one, and people that come from big families are like, one's fine.
I like, it's been 9,000 degrees here lately. And I just like don't know if I want to ever do it again. And I mean, if like another child came, I wouldn't like throw her away. But she's not like in the cards right now.
Right.
I don't even know if I'm gonna like this little girl. So,
Well, that's true.
She might be a real jerk.
What if she's a bad seed?
Boarding school. That sounds
She can
terrible.
murder wherever she wants at boarding
she can do
school.
whatever she wants, but yeah, I feel pretty good. I love animals. I have lots of fur babies, so where's that?
Sarah, we wish you well on behalf of myself
Thank you.
and the entire Spontanea Nation family.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm turning away from you now.
Oh yeah.
Look at the person. What was that noise? Did anyone else hear that?
My water just broke.
It's that ding.
chime.
Yeah, that
Oh, I've never seen the process
Yeah.
before.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
realize
beautiful.
it
Very
was
much
so-
like a ringing bell competition.
Looking away from Sarah and now looking directly across from me at this person. Colleen Smith is back. Colleen, you've been here recently, so I didn't give you as much of a build-up.
Not that recently. I did the live show recently.
That's true.
That's what it is.
That's true. But that was recent.
That was recently. But here in this room. But of the family, yeah. It's fine. I don't need a lot of pomp.
Colleen, how have you been since the last time I've seen you, which, as we've established, was recently?
I've been good. I'm trying to think of what I've been doing.
How have you been beating the heat? Otter Pops?
Well, not going outside since I burned to a crisp.
That's right, because you're fair-skinned.
I'm very fair-skinned.
You're a porcelain person.
And my dog,
Blue.
Blue, he's getting up there, and he has taken a weird thing where he won't drink water from regular water bowls. So now we have a new routine I love in the middle of a drought, but it cools him off. We go into the bathtub and stopper it, and then turn the water on, and he gets in, and then he digs at the tub, and then he drinks the water. He's a Labrador, so that's so cute.
I mean, what led to you arriving at this solution?
Well, because he was like hot, and
You saw that he wasn't drinking out of the
we
bowl.
saw that he wasn't drinking out of the bowls, and we got him one of those ones that recycles it like a waterfally thing, and he wouldn't drink out of that. We were like, well, maybe he's hot and he likes to dig in the water, so we just took him into the bathtub to do that. Because before, he doesn't like baths, but he loves jumping into the bathtub and digging in the water. So we did that, and then he started.
Can I wait? Quick sidebar.
Yeah.
So he's in a bathtub. Water is clear.
Yeah.
He's standing on the porcelain bottom of the tub, and he just like scratches.
He just scratches, and he has like a corner he likes to scratch at. Nothing is baguettes from it, and then he drinks the water, and then he stands there, and then he gets out, and he waits to be dried off, and then when we stop drying him off because it happens so often, but so now he just like scampers away. So most of my day is spent making sure my dog is hydrated.
Oh my God, he's really flying in the face of this drought.
Yeah, he really doesn't care.
Like he's a real 1% dog.
Yeah.
Like, fill up a tub for me. I'm gonna stand in it and drink from it.
He's in his what do you call them, the salad days? What is it when you're getting older?
Twilight salad days is when you're younger.
Okay.
I think it's twilight years.
He's in his twilight years.
Yeah.
So I'm indulging him.
He's an eccentric.
Yeah, I gave him watermelon today.
Yeah, I love
Do dogs like watermelon?
He liked 90% of it, and then the last cube he could not handle.
What other fruits do you give him?
He loves blueberries, and his name is Blue. He loves blueberries. My sister gives him strawberry tops.
Oh, the tops.
Yeah, she eats the strawberry and then she gives him the tops.
That sounds exactly like what my daughter eats. Strawberry tops, blueberries, and part of her food.
Is there anything that he
That's
won't
happening.
eat?
Not the bath.
Before he got old, no, there was nothing he wouldn't eat. He would eat everything.
Right.
Now he's gotten picky.
What doesn't he like?
It changes from day to day. Like he'll be up for something and then he'll change. Now he's gotten his appetite back, so he was sick, but I don't want to get into the whole sick thing.
Do you feel like you're going to have to put dog food in the tub?
No. I haven't gotten that far. But at some point his mouth was so dry that when he was licking the water, I was like, oh no, there's something in the tub. And I looked and it was a piece of bread that had just stayed in his mouth. That got released by the So a piece of bread had just been living in its mouth for like an hour.
Like a water pick.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, Colleen, on behalf of the Spontaneation family and myself, we wish Blue nothing but the best. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another break. When we return, we will reveal our location provided to us by Anna Nicole. And then we will do that improv, all this and nothing else, when Spontaneanation returns. Spontaneans, me, Eban Schletter, Spontaneanation will be at the Now Hear This podcast festival in Anaheim, California this October, joined by dozens of your favorite public radio, comedy, and storytelling podcasts, all in one place. Now Hear This is like Comic-Con for podcasts, a weekend jam-packed with live performances and special events for podcast fans, and tickets are on sale now. Mark Maron will be there for a conversation with his producer Brendan McDonald about their favorite moments and behind-the-scenes stories from WTF. Plus, you'll see live performances of some great podcasts, including Comedy Bang Bang, Lore, Super Ego, and How Did This Get Made? And Spontaneanation is gonna be there as well. Some of your favorite performers and special guests, of course. Register today at nowhearthisfest.com. Nowhearthisfest.com. Early bird discount pricing is available now, but it ends July 22nd. Be sure to check out the VIP ticket options for access to things like reserved seating, VIP express lines, and special meet and greets with the hosts. And there are very few of those VIP tickets, so definitely check that out. October 28th through 30th at Anaheim, California. Go to nowhearthisfest.com for more info, and I'll see you there. But not if you see me first. Tired of paying too much for car insurance? Stop paying it. What's the worst that can happen? They'll send someone to arrest you and throw you in debtor's prison. That's some Charles Dickens shit you did not see coming. Now you're in jail. Boo-hoo. Don't worry. I'll bake you a cake with a file in it. But the file is also made out of cake. It's a separate little cake I made before and then made the other cake around it. So, no good. Hope you've learned your lesson. This is O. Henry from the grave. Oh, well, welcome back. I was not ready for the thing that I asked to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, another great ad goes into the history books. It is now time to reveal the location provided to us by Nicole Silverberg and Anna Drezen and our improv. Now, before we reveal the location, just so as you know, we use sound effects to move us about in time. This aids us in our storytelling. Let's say we're going... What are you guys whispering?
You're clearing the path to the button.
Oh, I see. Very shrewd. Very shrewd. I'll do likewise. There we go. Everybody have a path to the buttons? Guys, we use buttons, in case you don't know. These move us about in time. Let's say we're in a scene. We want to go sideways in time. Something's happening the exact same time somewhere else. We'll use this cut to sound effect. Whoosh. We're over there now. Someone is studying the buttons very intently. Let us say, here's how you think of it. They're colored, right? So let's stop and go somewhere else.
It's red.
It's red.
Pretty.
Let's say we want to go backwards in time. Someone is having a memory. We're learning how something came to be. We're going to slow things down and go backwards in time by pressing this yellow button. Classic harp glissando, indicating backwards movement in time. Let's say we're going to return from a flashback to the present day or go into the mysterious future. We're going to go forward with the green button, flash forward.
Green light go.
It's very intuitive.
The last live show we did, I explained it that way on stage, and it was Colleen and Chris Tallman, a name of funk, and I remember Chris saying, that was really helpful. The stoplight analogy. All right, so remember those things. Tell them to your family. Here we go. It is now time to reveal our location, provided to us by our Reductress friends. That location is cold storage facility at a chicken farm. We take you now to cold storage facility at a chicken farm.
Carl. Hey, Carl.
What's going on?
Okay, I'm checking the temperature here.
Yeah, is it cold like it's supposed to be?
Well, it's cold to my skin.
Right.
It's a cool 69.
Well, now you wearing your traditional outfit of overalls with no shirt underneath.
Yeah, so I'm feeling breezy.
But now I'm wearing one of them union suit undershirts under my overalls.
Yeah.
So it's like a good temperature for me.
Okay, so we're both comfortable.
Yeah.
But them dead chickens, I think they need to be colder than this.
How cold does a dead chicken need to be?
I wish I could make one of them chickens come back to life so it could tell me. I never asked a chicken a question.
You never had the chicken to question?
I never did. I almost did once. Hey, chicken. Hey, never mind.
Can I ask you? Can I ask you, Timothy, what was you going to ask that chicken, but you literally chickened out?
Oh, I never even thought about it.
You got to put it together immediately.
Yeah. I was going to ask that chicken what it thought of me.
Why are you so worried about what the chicken think about you?
Well, sorry, my phone's vibrating.
Man, what that is rude to leave your phone on when we's doing business.
I was going to ask that chicken what it thought of me because my mama never told me what it thought of me. She always said, if you get a chicken that like you, that means you're something.
Oh, man, I used to ask my mama what she thought of me all the time. Hey, Mama.
Yeah, Carol, what you need?
What you think of me like as a guy?
Well, you're all right.
Oh, how could I improve?
Well, you got a lot of smarts about you.
Yeah, thank you, Mom.
You
I
got your
appreciate
looks from
it.
your daddy.
Thank you. A lot of people say I'm handsome-ish.
Yeah, you're handsome-ish. I'm one of those people that says that. You got those nice long thumbs.
These the pride of the county.
You gotta go out in the world. You gotta make friends with all them birds and ducks. You can never please a duck, though. Don't ever forget that.
Why?
Those guys are all nuts. Never relaxed.
Why are they so hard to please, them ducks?
Well, they're always flying around, getting stuff done, but they never feel like they get enough done. They're the harshest critics of themselves.
Mom, I love you.
I love you too, kid.
We had a pretty good relationship.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot more communication than I had with my mother. Hey, Mama, what you think of me?
What do you need, Timothy?
I just wondering your impressions of me as a human.
You?
Yeah.
You're human?
Yeah, but what are my qualities?
No, your daddy was an alien. What done flew down here and gave me a probe of semen, alien semen.
So
That's how he uses bone.
So I'm not even a human.
If you want to be a human, you're going to have to ask some chickens what they think of you.
Is that a metaphor or is that true? Mama, your sleep apnea kicked in again.
What did you say?
So that's why I want to know what a chicken thinks of me so I can be a human. Also, just so I can get a sense of myself.
Maybe you had had a better relationship with your mom, but she'd had one of them CPAP machines.
Yeah, they didn't exist back then, I don't think.
I don't think so, neither. What do you think? Should we get an impartial opinion about how cold the temperature is supposed to be in this cold storage facility for
Yeah.
the dead chicken?
Hey, boys, what y'all talking about?
Oh, hello,
Carl.
Mr. Carl Simmons.
Hey,
Mr. Carl Simmons?
That's me. I'm Mr. Carl Simmons.
Mr. Carl Simmons, let me ask you a question.
Sure thing. Fire away with your questions.
What do you regard as the optimal temperature for a cold storage facility for a bunch of dead chickens?
I'd say in the 50s.
In the 50s?
Yep. For the human skin to survive, you need a 52 to 57.
Would you excuse us for just one
Sure
second?
thing.
We have a need of a brief sidebar.
Sure.
Timothy,
Yeah.
do you think he means Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Oh, no. Well, if we ask him too many questions, he'll think we don't know what we're doing.
I know we could lose our job at the cold storage facility.
Let's ask him subtle like.
Okay.
Okay. Hey.
Hey.
Hello, Mr. Carl Simmons.
Hey.
You know, when you were
Simmons.
talking about 50 degrees,
Yeah.
did you mean Fahrenheit or Celsius?
Oh, can we have a brief sidebar one more time? Hey.
Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah.
Timothy.
Yeah.
It's me, Carl, talking to you.
Yeah.
It's dark in here. I thought you was going to be subtle like that. Seemed very direct to me.
I asked him casual with the lowered voice. That's subtle.
You definitely had a casual air to
If
you.
it was blatant, it would have been like, "Hey, Mister, did you mean Fahrenheit or Celsius?"
Hey,
Boys screaming about over there behind the couch.
we just talking about temperatures and
Yeah.
you know how in Europe they got different temperatures than here.
Well, they got a lot of crazy stuff in Europe.
Have you been to Europe?
Yeah, I've been to Europe a couple times. Every time we were engaged in a war with those Europeans, I was over there flinging my gun around.
Hey, welcome to Europe.
Now, let me guess, you're Italian.
Hey, how did you know?
You got a certain look about you.
You want a pizza pie?
Well, I'll never say no to a pie, so yes, I do. It was always very successful.
Wow.
Mr. Simmons,
Yeah.
I won't be very direct with you right now, sir. You remember when we asked you what you thought the optimal temperature was for a cold storage facility in a chicken farm?
It was only a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you
yeah.
recall?
52 to 59, I think I said.
You did. Now, I'm going to confess something to you.
Okay.
My associate Timothy and I, we did not know if you meant the American measurement of Fahrenheit and the empirical measure, or the European metric measure of centigrade.
I also believe Canadians use it.
Well,
Well, they like the Europeans of North America.
Yeah.
they're very flexible. I'm going to tell you boys something.
Yeah.
I've been in the chicken business nigh on 75 years.
Yeah.
You're a legend. You're the youngest person ever.
I came
His own
right out of my
chicken
mama and I
coop.
got right on that floor and I started.
Well, Mr. and Miss Simmons, it's a boy. He looks, if I may say, I've never said this before, he looks like a very enterprising baby.
Well, I just hope he does something with his mind. I hope he goes out in the world and changes things.
And what do you... Wait a minute. Who let that chicken in here? This is a sterile space.
That's a sign of good luck. Chicken, what do you think my young boy is going to grow up to be?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I got lost. We were supposed to have some like college basketball players in here to cheer up the kids, but they got all sick, so I brought a chicken in here just to see if it would do the job.
Oh, they succumbed to the virus then.
Yeah, the chicken's working on a baby impression that I actually think is impressive if you guys would pay attention.
Oh, certainly.
Well, I would pay
Go ahead,
some
chicken. The
nickels to
floor
see
is
that.
yours.
I'm also very sick.
What?
From the virus?
Yes, if you'll excuse me. Come on, let's go.
Did they ever figure out what impression that chicken was doing?
I think he was trying to do Carl Sandburg.
The poet and Lincoln biographer?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I don't know. I was a wee one at the time, but I had my eye on that chicken, and I knew when I looked at that
Who
chicken's eye.
is this little creature
Excuse
here?
me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hi. Could you guys keep it down? We're trying to sleep.
Well,
now that's
do you see what I
talking
see?
chicken right there.
That's a talking chicken.
It's a talking chicken.
That's supposed to be dead because it's in cold storage.
We're not keeping the place very cold, though.
No, because we still haven't figured out Fahrenheit or
please,
Celsius.
please don't turn it down any colder.
But it's cold storage.
Well, you see, we have very delicate skin. We are not human, and you say the human temperature needs to be in the 50s, and it is a comfortable 69 degrees, and that is because us chickens.
Talking chicken. May we have a brief sidebar? Gentlemen, I realized my mistake.
Yeah.
We was asking what was the optimal temperature, but we forgot to ask was it the optimal temperature for humans or for chickens.
Oh, I got egg on my face because I thought you meant me.
Yeah, and now I feel like this chicken's telling us something different.
Yeah. Now we also, in theory, these chickens are supposed to be dead, and
Right.
it's cold to preserve their dead bodies.
That's what I was under the bridge.
But now it looks like we're just setting up a cold spa for chickens.
5 years in this business, and I don't even know this. I mean, this is embarrassing. We'll keep this under our hat.
We'll take it. We'll take a solemn promise. This does not leave.
never
This cold
does
storage.
get out.
This does not get out.
This room.
We don't. We cut our long thumbs off before we tell anyone.
That's right. We all got long thumbs.
Hi, and news at 11, and now with our top story, Chip Montgomery has an exclusive interview with a chicken farmer. Chip?
They call him the chickenpreneur. Mr. Simmons has been running this chicken farm and cold storage facility since he was a baby. Mr. Simmons. A lot of our viewers, I'm sure, would like to know, what is the optimal temperature for a chicken in a cold storage facility?
Well, you know, a lot of people have been asking me that question, and I I brought my lawyer here with me today because I don't feel like making eye contact or answering direct questions about chickens.
I see. What is your name, ma'am?
My name is Sandra.
Sandra the lawyer.
Sandra the lawyer. I'm from New York City.
She's very tenacious.
And my client won't answer any questions about temperature.
All right. Can I ask, why did your client agree to this interview?
Oh,
Spotlight, I mean, I'm a
asked-
chickenpreneur.
I would ask, hello?
I'm calling because I work on that chicken farm, and I want the truth to get out. I want the truth to be known. There's a talking chicken on your farm, and it prefers 69 degrees.
I mean, what?
You just box.
No, I didn't. I'm a human from New York City.
Hold on a second. May I ask, and because you're the lawyer, you have to answer questions. We've established Mr. Simmons will only answer questions
Mr.
through
Simmons
your lawyer.
will, yeah.
Are you, in fact, a large chicken pretending to be a person lawyer?
Sandy, don't. What you're about to say, Sandy.
Sandra, our viewers are waiting.
Sandy.
Well, there you have it, Maria. It's a classic tale of a chicken magnate who employed a giant chicken as a lawyer, and it turns out chickens can talk. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Tom.
Mr. Simmons, that interview didn't go so well, did it?
No, I didn't. I was not prepared.
I'm sorry that I called in a fit of pique.
I forget. You have been one of my most emotional employees.
That is
and
true.
That's what I like about you. Like your spunk.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm glad I could join you here.
Sandy.
It's me, Sandra, from New York City.
Sandra, are you in fact from New York City in addition to being a talking chicken?
Well, that's where I got my law degree.
Columbia.
Welcome to New York.
Thanks.
Well, I don't want to say anything, but you look like a chicken who's wearing human clothes, but it's New York, right? So,
Thanks.
all right, your voice is grating and annoying. So just remember the tenets of law and, go to your first class.
Here I go. Law USA.
Look to the person to the left of you. Look to the person to the right of you. Only 10 of you will survive this law course and go on to become lawyers. And I don't know why I'm saying this. If you're a giant sentient chicken, the odds are even less in your favor.
Oh, no.
Who spoke? Who spoke back there? I'm a very stern professor.
I'm a human. Don't mind me.
All right. So we're all humans here, correct?
Well, I am.
Yeah. What are you talking about? We're in law school. We're learning the law.
Here in New York City, no less.
Only in New York, am I right?
Forget
Oh,
about
New
it.
York.
It's New York's law
Let's
school.
get out.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey, is this a law class?
Yeah.
You can't do that here.
What do you mean we can't do that here?
We want. Come on. Giuliani.
Hey, guys,
What's up, Coral?
I've been thinking.
I know it's dark in here. I'm announcing who I am. So,
so
when
dang dark in
people
this
hear
room.
me, when people hear me speak, they know who it is.
I always know you're talking to me because it's aimed in my general direction and your breath hits my face.
Thank you, Timothy, my friend whose name I know.
My name's Carl, so I'll just assume.
You're
everyone-
Mr. Carl Simmons.
Yeah.
That's why we call you
Okay,
that.
Carl,
To
Mr.
the
Carl
friend-
Simmons.
Yeah, that's right.
And Timothy.
That's right.
Now, here-
Sandra.
That's Sandra, of
and
course.
Sandra that sent you your
The chicken lawyer.
Now, here's my question.
Yeah.
My mama had sex with an alien. and had-
What's that?
Oh, okay, real quick, backstory. My mama had sex with an alien and or was inseminated by him, and now I am here, and she told me to ask a chicken what a chicken thought of me.
Oh.
But I think maybe it was the riddle to tell me that you are part chicken, part alien, and that's why you can talk.
Sandra, is this true? Are you part alien as well as being a chicken?
Why, it's true.
Okay.
And these are my children. We call ourselves the Cold Storage Kids.
Like this famous series of books that I've been reading since childhood.
The Boxcar
Never get
Children.
through all them damn books. There's so many of
We
them.
call them biographies.
They were written about us.
That's right.
We have parents, but they don't take care of
Sandra, why don't you take care of your children?
She's too busy in New York.
Exactly.
Being lawyer.
It's a working woman's curse.
Your career got in the way of being a mother to these talking chickens.
It's okay. We're aliens. We can kind of do whatever.
Exactly. Aliens are easier.
We zoom in a spaceship, but it's not a replacement for our mother.
That one sounds
I'm
European.
British.
That's how European.
And you been to Europe.
Yeah, I've been there
You
a
know
couple
what-
times.
You would know.
I know all that stuff. And
Say
a woman who didn't shave her armpits once.
Sandra, Cold Storage Kids. Can I ask, what is it that you want with human beings? What are you going to do to planet Earth?
To eat flesh and drink blood.
No,
Oh.
we just want our mother back.
Hold on a second. I feel like...
We kind of have a difference of opinion on this one, to be honest.
I raised these kids to do and say as they feel.
That's
One of these
what's
kids
right.
has a bit of a tang to her.
What?
Like an orange chicken.
Ooh, got a bit of a tang to her, like a sour fruit or a turned piece of meat. She's got some spark in her. The other one is a people pleaser,
I'm
a
spunky.
nurturer. I'm into it.
We also, the only dinner we have is tang because we live in space and we don't have our mother.
Also that.
Wait, so you live in space.
Don't think about it too hard.
Where there's
Okay,
tang,
fair enough.
an astronaut.
It's family business. I shouldn't pry.
There's an international
we're
space station.
Yeah, we're part aliens. So we eat tang and those dried ice cream sandwiches and get in museums.
It's all making sense to me now.
Yeah,
Now I've seen it all.
it's all coming together.
They're in a dang hole in this whole story.
No, it's as non-porous as a non-porous sponge.
Like granite.
What's a non-porous bud?
Like picture a sponge,
Sure, I'm
but
doing
it
it.
doesn't. So you got it in your mind,
Yeah.
Okay. Now fill up all the holes in the sponge with other parts of sponge, but not the parts of sponge that have holes.
Oh, you gotta get a lot of sponges in there.
So it's like a Swiss cheese and ain't got no holes in it.
Yeah.
It's just cheese.
So probably that's a better thing to say.
Or like-
is non-Swiss cheese.
Like a cheese grater that's got cheese baked into it. You
Yeah.
haven't scrubbed it in a while, so those holes are dang filled with
Yeah.
some sort of cheese. Maybe
Yeah.
your Swiss or your Jarlsberg or whatever you want. I'm not gonna.
Mr. Carl Simmons, how come you ain't cleaning that cheese grater?
Look, I run and have been running a chicken cold storage unit for 75 years. I don't have time to wash a cheese grater.
Carl Anthony Simmons,
Oh.
if you don't clean that cheese grater,
Mama, I got stuff on my plate right now.
I don't want to hear about your stuff.
I got, jeez, those chickens are all boiling hot right now.
Oh, I'm tired of hearing about your chickens. I lost my accent.
It happens to the best of us, Mom.
Well, I have no authority over you.
Nobody ever does, Mom.
It's kind of a bleak story.
My mama kind of gave up the reins real soon because she was a dreamer. She's a pretty woman.
Well, you was pretty self-sufficient for a small child. You already had a business going for like 3 years by the time of that story.
Oh, yeah. I opened up a cold storage unit in Mexico for a while. I think they tanked. It didn't do so well in Mexico because it was real hot down there.
It's a little
I don't really like eating, food that ain't chicken, and I just didn't want to cross the border crossing, and
Yeah, that makes
that's
sense.
a lot of details.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I was going
You
to say.
eat chicken?
I was going to say that seemed like a misstep, Mr. Carl Simmons.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that out loud.
Oh, dear. Well, children, looks like we got our first victim of the
no.
chicken apocalypse.
Well, see, I was
Oh, no.
Oh, they're biting on
They's
me.
pecking at us and biting on us.
See, I wanted to go vegan, but, it takes a lot of...
It's too late, Mr. Carl Simmons.
And it all happened at a place called Cold Storage Facility at a chicken farm. Annie Savage, where can people find you should they wish to do so?
Annie_Savage on Twitter.
That's right. You're on Instagram sometimes.
Sometimes.
You like to post a picture occasionally.
You know what? I post my baby photos for you on that.
Just for me?
Well,
Am I the only person that gets to see your account?
No. But I always kind of go, Paul will like this.
And I always do.
And you do.
I always do. And podcast news?
Sure, why not? Why not? You know what? Check me out on the Twitters, and I'm sure I'll have an update on the Baby is Sleeping podcast.
This might be, by the time people are hearing this.
That's what I said last time.
I know.
And then it came out this week.
We'll see. We'll see. Sarah!
Hi.
Tell us things.
Oh, well, where can you find me?
Exactly.
On Instagram, Sarah Burns Me. I don't really do Twitter very much. I'm not good at it. I like to express myself with images.
What do you think? what do you think makes somebody good at Twitter?
I think someone who can be concise and who understands what those initials are, like message board initials or like LOL, MF,
SMH, that kind of thing.
These are all above me.
Right.
And so, and I didn't get into it in time. So I like writing, longer, which is why this brief answer is taking 47 hours. But
it's okay. Do you know what? We might let you go on a bit, and then we'll excise it and we'll post it somewhere else so people can, if they want to, like, you know how they do on a talk show, or like, you want to see the full interview, go to the website.
You have more time on your hands. Go to NewYorker.com.
And anything coming up you would like to promote? People will be hearing this August 22nd.
Perfect, because I'm in a movie called, I believe it's been retitled to Brother Nature with Bobby Moynihan, Taron Killam, Rita Wilson, Bill Pullman.
It was originally called Fuck You Audience, is that correct?
It was called Deleted Bag of Dicks. You spunky little monkey. It's like there's a lot of people in it. It's a lot of fun, and it's coming out on like September 2nd.
That name again is?
Brother Nature.
Brother Nature.
Yes.
There we go. So look for that in selected cities or opening nationwide?
Selected cities and I believe VOD or whatever.
Video on demand.
Yeah.
There, you know those initials.
Oh, snap.
See,
I played coy.
You did. You sucked me right in.
I'm a mystery.
Colleen, what about you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Colleen Smith, SMI, on Instagram because Paul suggested it and I did it.
I'm glad that you did too. I like your Instagrams.
At Colleen Marie Smith. It's 2 L's, 2 E's in my name. And then I have a podcast. I talk about it on this all the time. It's called My First Time, and it's all about people's firsts. So we did first time I did drugs, first time I I was an asshole. That was a good one. Ooh, so just if you follow me on Twitter, you can find it, or it's at myfirstttimepodcast.net.
There you go. And it's a great podcast. I finally got to, now it's up on iTunes. I was finally able to catch up with it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm enjoying it immensely.
Yay!
There you go. Guys, we have some donor shout outs. Thank you. These, and by the way, we were supposed to have read these months and months ago, so thank you for your patience. Thank you to Thomas Nickum for a $100 donation. Thank you to Nathan Mendel for a $150 donation. Thank you to John McCluskey for a $200 donation. I rescind my thanks to the other two guys who did not give as high an amount. Sorry, guys. I should have read the $200 first and then just stopped. Thank you, Eban Schletter. Eban Schletter is at ebanschletter.com. He is at Eban Schletter on all the socials. How do you spell Eban Schletter? Let me tell you. It goes like this. EBANSCHLETTER. And seek out Eban Schletter's work and download it because Eban Schletter is only the best. As for me, Spontaneous Nation Live happens the first Saturday of every month at Largo at the Coronet. Tickets are available at paulftompkins.com/live. Thank you to engineer Ryan for engineering us all the way to the end of the show, which this is. Goodbye forever until next week. This is Paul F. Tompkins saying, Semper in Presenti. Thanks again to CISO for sponsoring today's episode. CISO, SEESO.com. Ad-free streaming comedy with originals, quotable classics, late night, and stand-up specials. CISO brings you Take My Wife, a new show about careers, couples, comedy, and motorcycle jackets. It stars real-life comedians and real-life wives Cameron Esposito and Rhea Butcher, both of whom you may know from their stand-up podcast Put Your Hands Together and from being fast-rising stars in comedy. Go to CISO.com and use promo code TakeMyWife to get 2 months free.
I'm Trayvon Free.
I'm Mike Drucker.
You are now in the room where it's happening.
Where we geek out about the best musical of all time,
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
We'll be talking about the lyrics, the history, the production, and we've got some amazing guests. We have actress Kristen Chenoweth.
I'm rooting for you, and I'm sorry you shot him.
Comedian John Hodgman.
I ran home, and I said to my wife and 2 children, you have to listen to this.
Hamilton cast member Jasmine Cephas Jones.
Yo, this is amazing.
Subscribe right now, and you'll never miss an episode. Join us in the room where it's happening.
Everybody!
That's amazing.
This has been an Earwolf production. Executive producers Scott Ackerman, Chris Bannon, and Paul F. Tompkins. For more media and content, go to earwolf.com.